Hello everyone, my name is Vitaly, I am a full stack BI developer and today I want to introduce you to my Tableau workbook. What is the best city in the US in 2021? And I want to say a few words about this dashboard and why I developed it. I relocated to the US 10 months ago. I live in the Bay Area in California. I love this place, the weather, nature, but the property is crazy expensive here. I decided to implement a dashboard that will help me to understand which city is best for me and for my family. I have scrapped data from several sources, but the primary data source is numbeo.com. It's a really useful website, but it presents information on only in table view. So I decided to scrap the information from this website and other websites and show you and help you to choose what is the best city in the US for living in 2021. Let's get started. And I want to share the basic controls that I use for this dashboard. At the top right side you can see three buttons. At the first button you can see information about data sources. In the middle button you can see information about indexes and calculations. When you walk through these indexes, this information every time recalculated. And at the last but not least button, you can see filter by city. It's really a helpful feature if you want to choose only several particular cities for comparison and choose the best city for you. At the left panel, you can see a link from for different indexes. Overall data, climate data, price to income data, safety data, traffic commute data, pollution data. And in the middle you can see four charts that represent information for a particular index. Uh, I try to use at the bottom table information for this particular index. At the top you can see average values for KPIs, you can see a legend for particular values, etc. And at the top middle right I mostly use bar chart for which represent top 5 cities for this category. And I suppose that most interesting chart is in the middle that represent you different diagrams, charts, and the most interesting visualization. So, how you can use this dashboard and how I use it. I suppose that most suitable uh, and useful feature would be filter data by particular cities. And I would like to show you my best cities that I consider for relocation. Let's choose Austin, Charlotte, Denver. I don't like Los Angeles. Also, I can consider New York, Raleigh. Actually, Raleigh is the best city regarding number rating. San Diego. Actually, I live next to San Jose. I'm going to choose it for comparison. Seattle, and I suppose that's it. So, how many cities I've chosen? I've chosen 8 cities. I suppose it's pretty good for comparison. And regarding this rating, you can see that Raleigh at the first place, Austin, Texas at the fourth place, Charlotte, North Carolina fifth, San Diego seventh, Seattle 10th, San Jose 13th, Denver 30th, New York 47th. Oh, New York is the worst city from my list. It's really nice for comparison, these cities. And you can see gray values, green values, and red values. Actually, you can read information about this uh, coloring and I try to explain it explain it to you shortly. Uh, Actually, green values is a good values. If you have a data uh, better than mean plus 10%, they are good values. If we have a data mean and minus 10% less, we have a bad data. So if you look at rally, you can see that we have only green and gray values. This is really good quality for this city. New York has really bad cost of living, uh, not really good healthcare, pretty bad quality of air, worst price to income value, and pretty bad traffic commute. So it's not really good. And at the map you can see how the cities, where the cities located in the US. Actually, most of the cities are democratic. I decided to choose to color in the cities with red for Republican and blue for Democratic. And if you hover on particular city, you can see overall information from numbeo.com website. What else? I suppose we can. It's also interesting that these cities are located in different places. In the US, it's also really nice to know about it. So I suppose that Raleigh, really good city by these indicators here, but we need to look into this data and let's go to the climate page. Oh, regarding the climate page, we can see that the best city with the climate is the best climate has San Diego. Yeah, I can agree with this indicator. Yeah, I have visited San Diego. It has really nice weather, and here you can see that this weather trend line hasn't big differences or variance between months. It's also really nice quality for weather. And at the table chart, you can see average month uh, value in Fahrenheit. I suppose that, yeah, I represent this information uh, regarding Fahrenheit, how we coloring it there, and also you can see coloring at the legend chart. Regarding this table chart, I suppose that the most there months that have dark red color and dark blue color is not really good months for living there. Actually, there are average temperature at this place. For example, if we choose Austin, we can see that 84 degrees, it's in Fahrenheit, it's average temperature during a day. For example, you can have 75 degrees at night and 100 degrees in a day. So it's really big differences, and I tend to think that Austin has the worst uh, climate for me. Actually, I would prefer Denver with mild winter, but I'm pretty sure that all people have different uh, wishes regarding the climate, and it's really useful these charts for understanding which city is most suitable for you by climate. And if you want to look at trend line, you can just choose particular city at the table view, and this information will calculate it for this city. And orange, three orange lines represent information about temperature, uh, blue and dark blue represent information regarding precipitation or snow. Actually, a lot of my friends that looked at this dashboard have concerns regarding Seattle rating, because regarding this rating, Seattle has uh, pretty good weather, but Seattle has a lot of rainy days, gloomy days, and I don't know. I suppose that this index was based on uh, temperature. I suppose that this is the primary indicator for building this index. Also, I want to tell you guys that this information, information is average uh, monthly information from NOAA website for the last 14 years. It's not last year, it's the last 14 years. So next, my next indicator is price to income. It's also a really important indicator because, as I said before, I really like Silicon Valley, but property property here is not affordable for me, and I need to look into I need to look at other cities. So regarding this chart, we can see comparison between affordability index and price to rent ratio index. And uh, green values have cities that most affordable for buying. So, for example, you can afford yourself apartment or house in Charlotte, Raleigh, Austin, but it's less affordable in Denver, less affordable in Seattle, San Diego, and San Jose and New York. It's not affordable for most people who live there, and it's more suitable to rent uh, apartments or houses there than buy it. Uh, so regarding top five cities, we can see them as affordable: Detroit, Cleveland, Buffalo, and I don't know. Do you want to live in Detroit? I don't think so. Especially if you are a software developer. I don't know. Do you have a job there? I suppose that it's really a crime city. So we can look at this indicator below, because the next indicator is safety, and we can compare this information. So uh, uh, this information is grabbed from citydata.com website. We have the same coloring as we use for other indicators. If you see green coloring, this is a good value, red coloring, bad value. So, and we see this information per 100,000 people. And I suppose for me, its most important indicator from for the safety is murders, right? And rapes, right? Yeah, and I suppose that most safety city regarding this statistic is Raleigh. Yeah, we have only one murder per 100,000 people. It's a really good indicator. And rape, not also pretty good statistic for rapes. Yeah, I really like Raleigh regarding this statistic. But we also can look at Austin. It also has pretty good statistic. So I know, so I know why people relocate to Austin from San Jose and other cities. Actually, I suppose that these cities are pretty safety. If we add Denver, for example, for this list, or sorry, Detroit, just for comparison, we can see that these cities are pretty safety if we compare them with Detroit. Detroit has awful data. Let's look at murders. 41 murders per 100,000 people. It's awful. In 40 times more than Raleigh. Also, we can look at absolute values because we know that these cities have a different population. For example, New York. Uh, New York is the biggest city from this list, but you can see that New York has almost the same statistic. I mean, almost the same amount of murders as Detroit. It's not really good indicator for Detroit. Yeah, but you can see it shifts. Yeah, you should be aware about this situation in New York when you want to visit it. So regarding this statistic, I would prefer to live in Austin, in Denver, Raleigh, San Diego. Some can say Seattle also have pretty good statistic. Yeah. Let's look at the traffic commute at these cities. Oh, I kept Detroit, and Detroit shows us the worst traffic satisfaction. Oh, it's so interesting. So at this chart you can see mean commute time and CO2 emission. And this time I suppose it's average and just people uh, share this information in numbeo.com website. Yeah. So I suppose that all cities have pretty good. No, I tend to think that the Raleigh and Austin have pretty good commute because I would prefer to commute to my work for 30 minutes maybe. It is acceptable for me, but 50 minutes, no, I don't like it. So here you can see overall traffic index, commute time, inefficiency index, time expendency, I suppose, index. So you can see information about these indexes at this container. Traffic index, mean time commute index, time estimation, dissatisfaction, inefficiency index. Yeah. So regarding this chart, I would prefer Raleigh, Austin, San Diego, and Charlotte. Yeah, it can be Denver, but no, Denver is not really nice. Net 36 minutes, 35. Mm, it's pretty close from it. Let's look at the pollution. So, Here you can see comparison between non-bio pollution index lower is better and average PM 2.5 for the last 3 years. PM 2.5 is it's a very, very small uh, particle, solid particles, and liquid droplets that found in the air. These things can affect your lungs and breathing system. Uh, and For example, uh, we know that uh, California has a lot of fires and and little quantity of rain days, and that is why we have so big problems with air in California. San Diego, San Jose is have the worst situation regarding PM 2.5 indicator. But regarding non-bio pollution index that capture much more indexes, we see that Detroit has the worst situation. So I can agree with it. Yeah. So regarding this chart, it's the best air has Seattle, I suppose, Seattle and Raleigh. And at the chart below, you can see average air quality trend for PM 2.5. And we have a coloring for this table. The best value we see for who target. Uh, Pretty good values is good and not really good moderate. So we can see that Raleigh has 2 months with moderate values. But let's look at Seattle. Oh, Seattle has really good, oh, really good statistic only September. I suppose in September we have a lot of fires. It can bring these particles, solid particles. These fires can bring this problem in September. And let's look at San Jose. San Jose from August to almost to December has problem with air. It's not really good. So let's look again at the main tab. Regarding this chart and regarding this dashboard, I would prefer to live in Raleigh still, yeah, but I also like San Diego and Seattle because these cities have really good climate and other indicators. And I suppose and I hope that this dashboard can help you to find the best city for you. Feel free to ask me anything about this dashboard. I also will be glad if you comment on my work, what you think about this dashboard, what I can improve, what issues you see. Also, you can join me in my LinkedIn profile and I will share this dashboard under this video. Thank you for watching. See you. Bye.